Thank you for listening to this story, Galactic Drifters, The Sleeping Giant. To help keeping these stories and others like them coming, please subscribe, follow, like, and share this page and each chapter. Thank you all for listening. Come back in a couple of days for an all-new story. The first formal session of the reconvened Galactic Council, the Council including the human collective, for the first time in 1,000 years, was notable for several things. It was notable for its length, which was 7 hours, most of it devoted to administrative procedural matters that had accumulated over the course of the Vakthari crisis and required resolution. It was notable for the Emerging Species Protocol Revision Committee, which met for the first time on the session's third day with human co-representatives holding equal standing for the first time. The committee's preliminary agenda contained 11 items. Human representatives had submitted 7 of them. It was notable, in the view of many of the elder ambassadors present, for the quality of the arguments. But what the first session was most notable for, the thing that was recorded in every account, that was described in every transmission home that the hundreds of ambassadors sent after that day, was the moment at the end. High Counselor Isaravel called the close of session in the formal way, with the 3 resonance chimes. And then she did something that was not in any procedural manual, that had no protocol precedent, that she had decided to do entirely of her own determination the previous evening. She walked to the central floor. Not to address the council on an agenda item. The session was closed. There was no agenda left. She walked to the central floor, and she looked up at the human pod. In the middle ring, functional, occupied, the soft blue of its interior visible even from the floor. And she spoke. Not in formal Vithari, translated to standard, in standard directly. Not well. She had clearly prepared it carefully, and she had the accent of someone who had learned a language in the last several months, at the age of 2,000 and something, because they felt it was important to try. But in standard, clearly, unmistakably, personally. The Galactic Council welcomes the human collective, not as a return, as a beginning. Ambassador Cass Rain stood in her pod. She could have said the formal reply. It was in her briefing materials. Speaker Osei Bonsu's office had prepared it with care. She said the formal reply, and then she added, not in the prepared materials, not pre-approved, speaking on her own authority as a diplomat in a room that had just, in its small way, decided to try again. We are glad to be here. And then, because she was human, and because the room had been talking about human beings as the bogeyman for 1,000 years, and because she thought it was probably time to put that particular story to rest. We were always going to come back, she said. We were just waiting to be asked properly. And that's it for today's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in and spending this time with me. It really means a lot. If you enjoyed this conversation, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button, and if you haven't already, subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. It genuinely helps the show grow and lets me know what you want more of. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you in the next one.